Hey, how's it going everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. It's been a few days since I've streamed. Haven't really had that much time, but hopefully we can get in a few streams before before version 17 is released. We'll see how much expansion. We'll try and get a start on getting the factory doubled. I think we're pretty close to maxing out the amount of ores that we need for one factory. I'll have a look at that today as well. But I just want to get outposting streamlined as much as I can. Because if we're going to be building a second factory, I don't want to spend a lot of time doing outposting. So I think we'll work primarily on getting that sorted out today. And then also stockpiling resources for the next factory. Looking at how quickly these belts are moving tells me there is... Are we actually that's full on resources at the moment? We must be. Let's just double check to make sure we're actually doing science. But that's one thing that could be giving us a false sense of having lots of resources. Yeah, we've got some labs that are disabled, lack of yellow. So we'll do that first. We'll do some troubleshooting on the science. Because I want to actually get the ores, this first factory running at full speed before we bother starting with the next factory. So we can check yellow science from where we are. What are we missing? Looks like they are operating at full speed. Yeah. Okay. Are the labs turning back on, perhaps? Are we getting any yellow signs coming through to this middle one at all? We might check the request sizes that I'm using here. 200 per. How much? Is it actually showing a negative number in the logistics? It is. Okay. So yellow science is a little bit behind. We might actually go into the factory there and see what's going wrong. I couldn't see any obvious differences from the map view. So go and have a look. Yeah, I mean they seem to be working unless there's one of them that's broken or something. What is lowest? Seems pretty good. I don't see any obvious shortages there. Maybe just it's going to take a long time for it to back up. Let's go look at some of the other ones. Looks okay. Yeah, it's probably just going to take a while. That one looks fine as well. Okay. The other thing we may need to do is set up the petroleum gas to rocket fuel production in the oil as well. Oh no, I didn't. Do you have still have that link? I couldn't actually find the link for it. And I'm pretty sure I have Nightbot turned off. So you can just post the link. Yeah, I've got Nightbot turned off. I was going to watch it, but I couldn't find the link for it. Let's have a quick look, see how our fluid levels are doing in oil processing. Yeah, petroleum gas is occasionally high, so I think it's probably going to be worth fixing that first. All the science is back up and running. We should be running at 1200 science. Let's mark that off. So it's just picking back up now, so... It was disabled for a long time for some reason. I wonder if it's a resource reason. How long was it disabled for? Quite a long time. Yellow signs tells me it could have been the petroleum gas issue. So that could cause yellow signs to die. So I think we'll actually work on that first. So I think that's a relatively straightforward thing to do. I think I'm probably going to connect the two halves of my petroleum gas here as well. Is there any point where all 4 pipes coexist? No. This is probably the closest that all 4 pipes get to each other. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to convert, I'm going to get rid of that. We'll do 2 sets, I think. Yeah, 2 sets should be enough. We'll do the first ones in the rocket fuel production. Now we'll convert them over to petroleum gas instead of light oil, so that if we have an excess of petroleum gas, what we'll actually do is we'll grab a tank as well, and we'll get a tank connected up via circuits to actually control the production of rocket fuel from petroleum gas. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but as a side effect of having pulled out the logistics, I have to run all the way back here to get the tank. Tanks, and we'll get rid of landfill. Yeah, I'm going to set up a thing for the outposting where we can just park the builder train at the outpost. Have set up a special station where it offloads all the materials from the builder train into passive provider chests. You place down the blueprint, it'll start building automatically, and then you can send the builder train back, like just set it on a loop to go back to the base, pick up more materials and come back to the outpost. And then have another blueprint that you use. So you probably don't even have to use a blueprint, you probably just manually change the inserters at the end once you finish building it, so that it reinserts all the items back into the train. Did we get that tank? Yes. I didn't actually need to pick up a whole bunch of rails. We probably will soon when we start working on the outpost, but not at the moment. Also, buffer chests. I've actually also deactivated most of the stream alerts as well while I'm working on them. I'm just currently going through and redoing them for YouTube, so while I'm doing that I've just got them all disabled. So if I see any important notifications slip by, it still shows up in the event list down the bottom left of the screen, but it may not actually pop up with an alert. You got it? Actually, I actually prefer the way YouTube handles links, so I could probably just leave Nightbot disabled, I think. So I think YouTube probably has pretty good management of spam and links and those sort of things. What I'll do, I'll just open that up on another window here so I don't lose it. Awesome. We'll have a look at that later. It is something I've been looking at getting. It's been a fairly low priority, but it's in the back of my mind that I need to get another headset at some point. So if we go... It depends on where we want to get the petroleum gas in from, I suppose. Which one of these pipes is fullest? The most full. Have I got something disconnected here? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's fine. They're all going to separate sections in the red circuit production. I kind of want to get I don't want to just take petroleum gas from one of the pipes. So I think I do actually need to do... How far back is it? Where all 4 pipes coexist, sort of, kind of. This location here is where they're closest to each other. So what I kind of need to do is... And also I needed pipes for this. We'll do a connection across all 4, just temporarily. Unless I can think of a better way of doing it. Just so that we're not consuming petroleum gas solely from one section of that oil production. Nope, do I get those undergrounds? Do I have undergrounds? Yes. Let's just make sure that I've got enough. And again, if you're going to get any, you might as well get a stack. Although I think stacks of these are bigger, but we'll get 50 of each. This one's looking nice. We probably need to keep an eye on belts every now and then, but it looks pretty good at the moment. I was talking about doing some work on solving the congestion issue on the output here. It's not that much of an issue, but I think it probably could be worked on a little bit. I think probably long-term goal would be to get a single factory sub like this operating at more than 1200 sites. And to do that, then we'd probably have to streamline the train network a little bit more. Right here, what we're going to do is this. We're going to go like that. Like this, and like that. So, note to self, remember that this is here, because this will affect... Actually, petroleum gas is looking fine now, look at that. Do we even need to plug this in? Although that's probably because light oil's backing up. Nope, light oil's actually looking pretty good. We can still set this up. Let's have a look at our fluid levels one more time here. Petroleum gas is bouncing around a bit. I don't know if a single tank to measure the levels of petroleum gas is going to be enough. Actually, they're all pretty much bouncing around, aren't they? What's the inputs look like? Water's good. Oil's kind of okay. Again, bouncing around. Maybe we need more oil. Yeah, we'll set up a little emergency thing here to convert petroleum gas. So we'll use this. That's can continue on. Convert the first 2 of these. We'll actually set up a priority on the inserter end of this as well. Input priority from the left for both of these. Ooh, actually, rocket fuel... I wonder if having these disconnected has caused that much of a problem. White oil's looking good. Maybe it did. Although maybe we're just consuming rocket fuel as fast as we're making it. Seems a little bit unlikely to me though. What I'm guessing is if we connect petroleum gas up here, it's going to fill up a tank super quick. And also we need to get... actually no, it's probably already finished with the light oil. I wonder if we can just start piping petroleum gas in. What we'll do is we'll grab a pump just in case, just to stop any any backflow. Grab that pump. Although rocket fuel looks like it's backed up here. Interesting. There's definitely no shortage of rocket fuel. See, they're not the chests are not actually getting access that often. Science is stable. If science is stable, that's good. That means we can just work on the outpost design. Pump. Where is it? Right here. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll actually put it over here, the tank. We'll go just connect it to that. So if we put it right there. Okay, it's not filling up that quickly. And actually, that's not where we want the pump. We want it over here to prevent backflow. So, like, actually, that would have done the same, I suppose, but it would have just gone into the tank. Oh, actually, it's already flowing through, so we're good. We are fine. So we just need to change these over to petroleum to solid fuel. Does it let? Oh, oops. Have to be careful. We can't just run across with it. Do them individually. Ooh, I just realised we missed one as well. Okay. What I meant to do previously was this, just to make sure we don't get it flying backwards. Good, and then we will, what do we do with this? There are several ways we can control this. Now, I think what we'll do is we'll run a circuit. Techno reach? No. I need a electric pole here. I think what we'll do, rather than using a pump, we'll control these. So it can reach the whole way across. Yeah. Like that. We'll say if petroleum gas is above 12k, then you can start cracking, or 12.5k probably. I think it's the same condition we have for the other cracking, for the cracking processes. So enabled is that is over 12k. They should all be disabled unless this backs up, which is probably not going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll have to adjust the light as well, the light oil to rocket fuel. And we can probably just print those inserters to make it quick. Yeah, so we'll add, actually we should, actually we'll do this manually. I'll need to go grab some stuff to finish it off. I just realised we don't have the logistics network down here anymore, so building very large things is a little bit annoying. This isn't that big though. We'll replace the 2 rows that we pulled out, so let's have a look. What do we need? We need lots of these, we need that. Actually, we do need pipes. Nope. What else do we need? Belts, we've probably got enough. Inserters, I've probably got enough. Let's see what we've got on us first anyway. Not a huge amount. So let's have a look. Where's the halfway point? The petroleum gas ends there, and we have 2, 3, 4, 4 and 4. So this first pipe has to service the first 4. So 1, 2. I've actually got them joined up as well. Those 2 pipes. 2, 3, 4. Let's double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I mean, there's... Oh, actually, no, that is pretty low. That one's doing okay. Science is steady, though. How's that resources looking? Good. Surprisingly good. Trains still a little bit backed up. Yeah, what I'm thinking of doing here is extending these output lines a little bit. What I'd really like to do is actually have a braking position back here somewhere, and then have a way of releasing the trains on a timer. to be tricky because the trains have to travel different lengths. So the trains that are coming down from these stations actually have to travel a longer path to get onto this exit line than the ones at the nearest stations. So timing them would be kind of awkward. It would be nice to get them a little bit close together. I think some extra signals in here would be helpful. I think as a temporary solution what we'll do is we'll actually just extend these output lines a little bit. I think that might help somewhat. This oil setup's a little bit of a mess. If it wasn't for the fact that 17 was coming out soon, I'd probably spend a bit of time going through and actually redesigning all this area, the oil. The fundamentals of the design, I just realised I didn't get to chemical plants. The fundamentals of the oil design works fine. What is this taking? What is it even there for? Random pipes for no practical reason. Okay, that must be left over for something else. Yeah, the basics of the oil design I'm pretty happy with. It's just the pipe layout's a little bit messy. The other thing is I'd probably, in future, try and situate the oil production over water, so you don't need to transport so many pipes of water, because it does take quite a bit. What are you just waiting for chemical plants? Okay. How many? Not 50, so 50 should be plenty. Is this going? Yep, it hasn't actually got up to the point where it's actually going to start producing anything from that yet. We're actually operating on reduced capacity rocket fuel at the moment, so that could be an issue pretty soon. Actually seeing those chests empty out is a little bit worrying. Yeah, there we go. I'm almost certain that's got to do with rocket fuel. Let's have a look. That seems to be going okay-ish. Maybe it's not rocket fuel. It's yellow signs again. Quickly, can we see what's going wrong with yellow signs, please? Nothing that I can tell. Is it definitely yellow signs? That's the problem. Oh, it actually seems to be picking up again. There's only a brief downturn, it looks like. I need to catch that in the act to find out what's actually going wrong with the yellow signs. I just realised I don't have any modules. This will still work. It's not going to be the most efficient setup ever. It's going to be really fast though, so we're actually going to get that rocket fuel that we need super quickly here. But yeah, we need to actually set up module production, something I completely forgot about. I've actually had that disconnected for probably a few weeks now, I think. I actually had enough in storage that I didn't have to think about it too much. It's a pretty easy thing to get set back up again, so just have to find a space for it. And it's something we need to do anyway, because if we're going to be building another factory, we're going to need a lot of modules to do that. So, I think I've still got the blueprints ready to go in here somewhere. Unless I deleted it, I might have put it into a book. I think I put it into a book. Here it is. It's not that big. I think we can squeeze it in somewhere up the top here. Actually, all this nuclear stuff needs to be moved as well. Are we good to remove these? I'm not sure how long it's been since we've had an attack, but let's be brave and remove our defences. Okay. There's probably nowhere I can put this where it's going to look pretty. So we'll just put it straight on the top here. We'll move the water pipe here temporarily. Which we need to... Do I want to install extra capacity for the... I'll probably replace the efficiency modules with productivity modules. Actually, no, I do need efficiency modules as well. So we really need to install everything here. There's going to be a little bit of a drain on our resources for a while as well. It's been a while since I've had this installed. Now, I think I'm using buffers for requests, and I think they're a higher priority than the passive providers. And then, actually no, request chests will always be a higher priority, won't they? So this could adversely affect science. It's almost certainly going to adversely affect science, I think. I almost need to change the requests in science to request to chests, and the requests in this to buffer chests, so that the modules are the lower priority. Oh well, we'll see how badly I'm almost certain it's going to kill science. So we can get rid of some of this stuff now. Ooh, I should have probably kept some of those pipes. Yeah, I think the reason why I thought of this the other day was I think the builder train's like empty as well. Yeah, missing a lot of... what I'm going to actually do is grab those and not get squished by the refueling train. Try and get as much of the oil processing switched over to productivity as we can. That saves us a lot of oil. Although it's only one of the... Oh, actually, I think it was 2 rows of it that don't have productivities in them. What's that missing? Ew, that is stone, I believe. It's completely out for some reason. That's got to be an issue with trains. I don't think that patch would have run out. So we don't use that much stone. Yeah, that didn't go very far. We'll come back later on. We'll finish that off. Yeah, what's going on with the stone? It's fine. It's good. Huh. Interesting. Where is the stone patch? Oh, that's landfill. That's fine. Where is the stone patch? Stone 2, probably. Is there a stone 1? It probably was a stone 1 and it's probably run out at some point. Okay, you've got... I'm guessing that's full. 350 per 7, so it's basically just the bare minimum that it needs to actually completely fill the train. That's what it's got there. Apparently that's running out. That's probably the thing that's causing the issue with the science as well. I'd be surprised if it's not, because doesn't yellow science use something that's stone related? No, it doesn't, so it can't be that. Purple does. Purple uses furnaces. Or was that blue? One of them uses furnaces. Oh, yeah, purple. So if stone runs out, it kills purple. Purple's looking fine. It's pretty much always yellow that's low for some reason. I can never actually catch it when it's low. Whenever I check the yellow science assembly machines, they're always operating. So I'm not sure what's going wrong there. Maybe we need to add another stone of not another patch of stone. What we could probably do is just add another train. I think, because I think it'll back up pretty quickly. But now that I look at this, that is not moving very quickly. The other option we've got is actually let the train offload more at the station end as well. Let's have a look at the stone train, see where it is at the moment. Stone currently at the depot, at the station, at the outpost. 2 conditions look fine. It is waiting there for quite a bit of time. Is the stone going to run out before it gets back? Maybe we just got unlucky. Yeah, one of the solutions is to... Oh, look at that belt is actually running out. It's all getting dumped straight into here though. So it only really matters if this runs out. There's not that much stored in there. I'm only storing 2 stacks each. So the 2 ways I could sort of buffer it a little bit more is to make these bigger, or make the ones at the station bigger. The amount of stone that I'm storing at the station. I think we're fine. I don't think it's stones that's causing a problem. Here we go, one's dead. Missing... oh, it just started up again. I think it's missing processing units. Yeah, missing processing units. Okay. So it could be oil related. It's not ore related, I don't think. I think iron and copper look fine, yeah. We're still moving through levels of mining productivity pretty quickly as well. I think it's oil. That is surprising to me. I don't think the lack of productivity modules in those few chemical plants and assembly machines would be making that much of a difference, so just go run through the processes just to make sure that that's the case. It's probably not oil, although it could be manifesting via red circuits as well. How are we going here? Red circuits does seem a little bit low there. I need to set up the red circuit output in such a way that the nearest red circuit belt's always compressed, so that probably needs a bit of a redesign as well. What we can do as a temporary fix is this. Which is not much of a fix now that I look at it, really isn't. But it should eventually back up. Does seem to be a general shortage of red circuits, though, doesn't it? And lack of petroleum gas. Yeah, I mean, if we're producing enough red circuits, enough petroleum gas, then that shouldn't be a problem, which we're not. This isn't turned on. I'm pretty sure the thing that I just set up won't be turned on unless this is above a certain level, so that should be all turned off. That is off, yep. Okay, so it's probably just a lack of oil. Quick look through our oil production here. They're all cracking, they're all refining. These ones down here are not though, which has got to be the lack of oil, yeah. Oil, not very much. So it looks like another oil outpost is probably needed. Let's see how fluid levels look like otherwise here. They're bouncing around a little bit, but yeah, I think just more oil. So do we have another patch of oil that we can use? There's a little one in here. I don't know if I want to bother for that. I think we might just put modules on an existing patch. The other thing is, I don't think I actually have some of the existing patches moduled up correctly. I don't. Okay, so we can actually fix this on the existing patches. We're just going to go to that one patch over there and we're going to add speed modules into the pump jacks themselves. How do we go for module production? Yeah, it's gone better now. I actually need to stockpile that, so we'll have to probably extend module production. That's probably the other reason red circuits is low, is because we're making all those modules, so not completely unexpected. What was that ore patch called? Let's check here. Now that one's got them, that's fine. It doesn't give you, it gives you a bit of a performance boost, I don't know how much though. And also there's spots that are actually completely disconnected there as well, so there was another one over here as well. We haven't got any beacons on. Is that actually running? It's working? It is, it's kind of slow. Okay. We've got beacons and speed modules and everything in this train, so we should have everything that we need. We probably don't have pump jacks though. Or pipes. I think I've got enough in my inventory to cover that. Just grab some pump jacks. Pump jacks? Yes. So this one was fine. Go train. What are you waiting for? Oh, there's another train backed up down there. There's a few trains backed up. Yeah, so maybe we will come back and fiddle with this train stacker. That could be causing some issues. It seems to be going okay. It is resulting in a little bit of a wait time to get out of the service stations though. Hey Redrew, how's it going? The main line itself is nice and smooth. The entrance into the stations is okay. I need to figure out a way. Not if I'm going to bother with this version 16. I'll probably save it for the version 17 mega base. But a way of getting the trains back out again a little bit quicker. So you can see here you get two trains coming in at the same time quite a bit on this top section. For example, right there. But you don't get that often down here because obviously they have to be output to a single line. But I think if I could sort of time them similar to what I'm doing for these, maybe I could probably use the exact same design, get all of the trains out of here into a stacker, and then use some way to sort of squeeze them together. I'm not sure. It's working okay otherwise, it's not a huge concern. But yeah, let's just get some speeds into these. Actually, have a look quickly. These tanks are actually full. do we not have a train going to oil 3? Oil. Maybe we need another train coming to oil 3. It could also be a sign that we're not getting the trains out of the stations quickly enough. So I think the outgoing line is actually less compressed than the incoming line on the main line here. I think because of the way I'm inserting trains through these interchanges into the incoming line, I think the trains are actually close together. Yeah. Oh, it's pretty marginal though. Although that one there, that was a pretty significant gap. Maybe just another train for this one. Is it a big patch already? What we'll do, just to make sure, we will put speed modules in all of these and we'll set up a second train for this patch. See if that's enough. Good. And we'll get these ones down here connected up as well. Okay, yeah, you can actually see this is like some of these wagons are actually empty, so maybe fixing the way that the oil offloading is working as well might be a solution as well. Let's actually head back to the factory. I want to get another oil train stuff. I don't have all the stuff on me that we need. We need to get... I've got the locomotive, we just need to get fluid tankers. It's actually not that bad. 3 trains. I mean, essentially this is operating as a stacker already. I would just like to get the trains a little bit close together. I'd be worried if I saw trains backing up in here a lot, but it seems to be clearing out. Then times it could be causing a problem if you've got trains here that are stopping trains coming into the stations. Whoops. Don't worry about braking or anything there. It was oil 2, wasn't it? 3. Let's write this one through. Actually, I'm going to grab some rails. I want to just have a quick play around with this exit area. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I'm going to try extending it a little bit. Well, let's grab a few more just in case. Yeah, what I'm thinking is extend all of these. Have to be extra careful not to get squished in this location because there's a lot of traffic coming through here. I'm going to try and do this without having things disconnected for too long as well. Also these, no, it's going to look hideous if I do it like that. We need to actually convert those over to the diagonal tracks so it doesn't look terrible. I think that's the same. Also, we'll go back after we finish this and finish putting the productivity modules into the rocket fuel production. Extend this. Not sure. I don't want to use, I want to have the middle line be the output line. I don't know if I actually brought enough rails with me to do this. To extend this through line just a little bit further. We can probably do this without disconnecting anything at any point, I think. If we've got enough rails, which I think we do. I suppose that means we can probably disconnect the other one. I want to get these signals like stupidly close together as well. I want to see if it causes any problems. Let's go. That's pretty stupidly close together. Let's try that. We just disconnect that, it should be fine, I think. In theory. That one had priority. Probably need a little bit of adjustment of the signals at the start as well. It's like all the trains except the oil ones. I wonder how it figures out priority. I guess these sections need to be broken up a bit. Let's get rid of that. I think you can sort of see what I want to do for the signals there. It lets them follow on a little bit closer. I think that's improved performance a bit. I don't know if we actually needed to do this part though, but I'll leave it in for now. And we need to go back and put those productivity modules. I think it's operating a lot quicker actually. There is a chance that the trains get through pretty much at the same time, yeah, so I think that's much better. Because they can get up to speed, and then there's a chance that they're closer together and they will actually go through much close together. Yeah, like those 3 trains there got out pretty close together. You can actually see that there's no trains waiting in the this section anymore as well. Okay. And we are almost finished for productivity modules as well. But we need to actually start stockpiling. Yeah, we're starting to see some resource shortages. It's actually not too bad at the moment. It's probably not enough to actually affect science production, I think. Let's check our oil. Still not fantastic. What's oil 3 looking like? We might have had a bit of rail congestion there, so maybe it's going to take a little while to clear out. Still plenty of oil waiting at that outpost. We might have the fluid tankers might be emptying out unevenly, which could be causing a problem. Yeah, this is actually less than we should be producing as well. We should be producing slightly more than one full belt, which again is probably a side effect of making all those modules. This will get us a little bit more oil, putting productivity in all of these. We're actually backed up on rocket fuel. Shouldn't be making any rocket fuel from petroleum gas. Nope. So if we get too much petroleum gas, it'll start making it from that instead. Let's put the priorities on those belts. Also this. Yeah, that train thing's working way better now. They're getting out much closer. I think they're probably even closer on the bottom line than they are on the outgoing line than they are on the incoming line now. We can actually get them much closer together on the incoming line as well. There's a few things we can change. There's actually some signals I should get rid of there. Super smooth. There's actually a signal in there that I need to get rid of as well. It's looking good. Stone is still a bit of an issue. I'm surprised we're using that much stone. Stone isn't used in any of the modules or anything, is it? It's got to just be Purple Sciences using the stone. I thought 4 belts would be more than enough. Now we can always check here. If robots are picking up stone from these chests, then we know there's an issue. But it looks like the buffer we've got seems to be enough. I'm more interested in oil at this point, yeah, because I think we're still a little bit low on processing. Oh, that actually seems to have picked up again. Maybe because modules is backed up. Eventually, I think even this belt will back up. What's the time? I'm going to have a short break here. I'll have just a couple of minute break and then come back and I'll start doing the design for the outposting setup. I kind of don't have a huge need to set up any outposts at the moment though, so Don't know, maybe we won't do that. Everything seems to be going okay-ish. We don't need to really be setting up any outposts. I might actually just start working on stockpiling items. So, get a rough figure of how many assemblers, chemical plants, beacons, belts, rails, inserters, everything that we need for this duplicate of the factory, and then we'll start stockpiling it. Preparation for building the new factory up here. We're going to be doing a lot of landfilling as well. So I'm just going to be building over the top of this patch of stone, most likely. Eventually I do actually want to move the main line as well, so it's closer to this position here, because the other factory is going to go on top, and then there's going to be another main line coming out from here. Anyway, I'm going to have a short break and I'll be back in a minute.
And we're back. Yeah, so let's see, what is the maximum size you can do for a blueprint? Can we break the game? Actually, can we use map view? We pretty much can. There's only a small section that we're going to miss out on here, I think, although it'll still give us an idea if we do it from here. It's going to miss a bit of this area though. Might just quickly go down and pop a radar down, because I don't particularly want to do this running around. We'll just set a radar in there and we'll make the blueprint from map view. I'm pretty sure any areas that are off the radar will not be blueprinted though, so that's probably something we need to fix as well. Roink. And radar in there. And maybe a radar in there temporarily as well. I wonder if radar there is going to be enough. Plastic's looking pretty good. Very good. Excellent, in fact. Red circuits are nice and backed up. We've probably finished making all those modules, so I don't think we're going to have shortages of those anymore. How is oil looking? Still so-so. It's getting consumed a little bit unevenly. I wonder if that's actually being caused by the way it's getting offloaded. It shouldn't be. Because all of these tanks are actually connected, so they should be averaged. It's got to do with how it's being consumed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the output pipes are pretty even as well. Okay. So there's a teeny tiny section we've missed. Maybe we'll move this a little bit further over. Get the whole thing. Okay. Blueprint time. So we'll start down here somewhere. Train stations. There's a little bit of the top of the train stations we're going to miss. It doesn't get those, does it? I don't think it does. We'll go... Actually, we need to continue up here because... I'm pretty sure the stations are above where the... Yeah, 64 labs. That's getting all the labs. It's over there. Okay. Well, the game can handle blueprints that big. It's a bit of a FPS killer, though. It's turned into a slideshow, this game. 7, can we get lower than 7? 6, still going down. Can we get down to 5? Come on. I'm pretty sure I've actually pulled this out and tried to place it on the map. I'm pretty sure we'd get an alien attack for no reason. I'm pretty sure the game would almost freeze up. Let's give it a shot. Thank you. Does that go into my hand? Yeah, I think it does. Because the game's now, like, not happy at all. Yeah, that might have been a mistake. We might just take a screenshot of those figures instead of actually making the blueprint. Can we queue to get rid of that? We can. Okay. Alien attacks. Oh, right in the base. Obviously we needed to leave that defensive wall in. They can't actually do any permanent damage because everything's going to get repaired instantaneously. But still kind of annoying. Where did you come from, my friend? Paths. I'm guessing up across the land bridge. I think it was the black and green ones we're looking at. Yep, across the land bridge. All the way down here. Oh, that looks like they're coming from different locations. All the way down there. And is there a black... The black line finishes over here somewhere probably, does it? Nope. Is that... It shouldn't be in pollution orange. That's probably from the ones that we aggroed. Although, look at that. That is going to be a problem, I think. How do we fix that? That pollution's a bit of an issue. I mean, it's a good side effect to have. That just means that the factory's going so smoothly now that we're just pumping out pollution non-stop. But we could go for a really long trek, take a car up there and go around. clear it out. I kind of need to take power with me, I think. The other option would be to run power all the way up from the factory and put, say, laser turrets and robot ports with the repair packs across the land bridge here. It's not really a permanent solution though. Power independent, yeah. I'd still have to build the rail line up there though. I think I might go for this solution for now. It's basically the exact same as building the one across the land bridge, except it's just easier to do. And then I'll worry about probably clearing out those islands when I build the next factory. We won't worry about that just yet. They seem to be pretty consistently attacking the same location here, so... Yeah, I'm very happy with how quickly these trains are getting cleared out of the stations now. Resources looking good. Stone's still kind of patchy. That's actually fully empty. Let's see if the chests are completely empty. Oh, pretty close. It's kind of borderline situation. That is probably something we need to fix. We might be able to fix that if we can quickly get a look at that stone train. There might be something we can fix just by modifying the train or the station. Do I have more than one train bringing stone in? Stone 2. No. Where is this other stone coming from then? Yeah, these are completely empty. Maybe the train can get out to that outpost and back in again that quickly. Let's have a look at the outpost. I think we go for a second train, maybe on the stone, if the thing's actually backing up. That's the landfill one. How much stone do we have left? 10 million. That should be enough. If we... I'm going to adjust the storage capacity on these chests to... we can use these ones here to do it. Currently they're set to 7 slots, so I think we'll change it to double that. We'll go for 14 slots instead. And then we'll add another train in, because the train network seems to be handling the traffic now. Okay, so it'll give us a bit more stone backed up, ready to go. If we added another train. And I think that'll actually back up on stone in the factory pretty quickly once we've got a second train running to that stone patch. Okay. Dare we open the blueprint of death? Where is it? I wonder what icons would it give it? Let's guess. I would guess a belt and an assembler would be my guess. Probably the two most common items, maybe. A belt and an inserter, maybe. But it's going to be something with a belt on it. Belt and a beacon. Instant way to kill your FPS and UPS, actually. Actually getting a dip in UPS there. It's a little bit concerning. Just from being zoomed out. We're kind of on the edge of what my computer can handle at the moment with this factory, I think. It'll be interesting to see what happens when we actually expand to a second factory. So, 81,000. Any of these are going to be a real issue. I think the belts is probably going to be the biggest issue. 5.9k. How many rails do we actually have in storage? You can extend that pretty easily as well. Let's set up an area to actually store this stuff. Where is it getting? It's getting produced in this, so we'll set the storage up in here. Like a little custom storage block for it. And it's actually probably going to kill science a bit when I do this as well, but it's going to start requesting a bunch of resources, although science is actually dipping a bit now. I need to maybe set up some way of detecting when science is low. That's probably a stone issue. Oh no, it might be iron. What are we missing? Purple. Yeah, I think it's stone. Could be red circuits. No, that looks fine. I think it's steel. No, steel is good. I think it's stone. Yeah, with the extra stone train we've got running now. Is the train... I need to check what the... actually, we can check that from here. I need to check what the storage capacity on these is. I think we change these over to 14 as well. I should have probably kept that. Actually, I can use the same thing again. I left these as 14 stacks. I think we'll change the stone depot over to 14 stacks. What did I just do? Oh, there's a bunch of extra chests in this. It won't get built because we don't have logistics coverage out there. It'll actually give us some sort of stone buffer. So what we need is a little block of roboports and request chests just to start getting the stuff for the next factory stockpiled. How do we go for modules here? Is that finished? Yep. Oh, still a couple left to go. Still requesting. With module production still churning away over here. Yeah, it is. It's good to know we can have pretty much max science, although it is dipping down a bit now, and have module production going at the same time. That's the other thing I need to check in that blueprint is how many modules do we need. That's going to be a bit of a killer to make. Still furnaces that are missing stone, missing bricks. I'm pretty sure. Let's quickly run in there and just double check that is the case. I'm pretty sure it's missing bricks. No, it's missing advanced circuits. I did not expect that. Oh, okay. I know exactly what's going on. I knew exactly what's happening there. The red circuits are getting picked up from modules. They're not filling up these chests quickly enough. The way I've got these chests set up, they can actually clear those belts at full speed. And if we check our red circuit request, I'm pretty sure it's going to be negative. Our stock storage level advanced. No, although this is probably advanced circuits that are stored in buffer chests somewhere. So we'd have to kill module production to get science back up and running. Or there's another solution, which is probably the one I'll take. Although we'll probably be chasing this problem through the stages of production if I do this. What we'll do is I'm actually going to change... Which one's getting red circuits? That one. I'm going to change these over to requested chests. And what that will do is make these the priority over the module production. Let's do that for every single one. Unfortunately, there's not something we can do via the map. You actually have to run in there and do it manually. Because requested chests have the priority for requests over buffer chests. So we'll see if that fixes the problem. Looks like it already has. Plenty of red circuits going in there, nice. Although we need to change the requested chests in circuits to... Although maybe we don't, because it's a proximity thing, maybe it's going to be fine. Let's see if science levels out. We'll have a look at that in a second. Because these are requested chests as well, the chests in the module production. So they're going to be the same priority, but because they're further away, they probably ultimately will be a lower priority, I think. Roboports. Probably more than we need. I don't think we've got any spots free in these stations anymore. I could probably reuse maybe this station for something else as well. The artillery. I'm thinking maybe a train to transport these materials across to the... Oh, we'll get the stuff stockpiled first and we'll worry about how we're actually going to transport it across to the new factory. So, blueprints. Again, the instant way to kill the FPS is to have a look at this. 81,000. So stacks of 100. A single chest is going to be... Oh my god. That is a lot of... That is so many belts. That's kind of stupid. Because they're stacked to 100, so that's 1,000. 4.8 thousand. Let's actually figure out how many chests that is. It's a lot. Was it 81? 81k. $16 chests. No, that's not too bad, I suppose. Two, three, four. So that's 16 chests. So basically, I need to fill that with the. I suppose we'll do it in stages. Wait for this to fill up. This is going to absolutely kill the my iron in the factory. So, I mean, I think the factory is pretty much stable at... Although, I probably do need to test. I might do that off stream though. I do need to test the factory to see if it is stable at with the science at 1200. I think it is. There's a few little issues here and there, but I'm pretty sure it's stable. Yeah. Just getting the occasional issue that I need to debug. Seems to be Not quite peaking at the moment though. It's missing. Looks like all the labs are working. That should be getting us 1200, yeah. It actually filled up. Not at all. So yeah, we're a long way from getting all the things we need there. So eventually that whole thing needs to be belts. Next one is underground belts 12, which is just 3 chests, which is pretty easy to do. Although, actually no, it's more, because it's 6 chests, because I only stacked to 50. Hey Kevin, everything's going well so far. I'm a little bit worried that I'm not going to have enough processing power to double this factory, but we'll give it a shot. I'm just getting all the stuff stockpiled that we need to do it. So this is going to be 2400, I'm pretty sure. And 6 of those. Yeah, there's a few going into each chest, but it is going to be interesting how we're going to do that. I did a blueprint of the entire factory here, which is a bit of a FPS killer, but just to give me the totals of stuff that I need. We need a lot of modules. It's going to be another. I almost need to turn off science while I'm getting this stuff stockpiled, so I'll probably get the requests done, and then we'll. I might just turn off science, and then just off stream, just run it for a while, just to get everything backed up. Just let it run in the background. Now modules stack to 50, don't they? Pretty sure. Yeah. $7.5, so that's 2400, so that's 3 chests approximately. Which is slightly more, it's like 3 and a bit chests. We'll do just 3. And I suppose we can mix and match, because this one's only 56, so hang on, 2.4, 2.4, that's 4.8, and then we need another 800. And how much was still wanting from this? 2.4, 4.8, 6.2, I think. No, 7.2. It's another 300. Scared. Even. Let's get another 500. Complete copy. Except for the service trains, all this area in here. So everything in this area is probably not going to be duplicated. So I'm probably going to get some extra stuff stored in the preparation area here. But yeah, all the train stuff, all of the science production stuff, all of this stuff down here. I'm almost 100% certain it's going to kill my computer when I do it, but I'm curious. I think I'd probably be better off trying to expand this factory as it is. But I do know now, for future reference, this rail network, that way I've got it set up, can actually handle probably more capacity. It's getting close to full, but I think we could probably squeeze in probably 50% more trains into this train network. There's still some stretches where there's not that much going on. We did a slight modification here earlier in the stream as well, which has fixed any problems with the trains leaving the stations as well. So they're leaving a lot quicker now. And that could probably be fixed a little bit, but it's still totally okay. Yeah, this here... Yeah, the problem is the difference in length. I don't know if there's any way to solve that. You'd have to have this exit being straight down, which we could do as well, I suppose. But it'd still be slightly different lengths. What else is a very high quantity item in this? Rails. Stacked to 100, so that's like a chest and a half. Yeah, the train situation actually, it's probably the one thing about this factory that I'm most happy with. The design, I'll probably give myself, 3 stars, maybe, for the factory itself, but the rail network, there's a few tweaks here and there that I'd still want to make. So I think we can actually, if we add stations into these, the stackers in the interchanges, we can actually get the trains on the main line compressed even further than what they are at the moment. But I've sort of not bothered with that because it's running pretty smoothly. Virtually never see trains stopped on the main line. Beacons, which are again going to be an issue because they stack to not very much. They stack to like 10. We need 3,500 of them. Which is 350 stacks, which is a lot of chests. 350 divided by 48. 7 chests worth of beacons. Okay, let's do that as a separate one. 5, 7. A lot of beacons. There's 480 per chest. No, that's playing with the rail network is probably the main reason why I can continue playing in the late stages of the game, I think. Because I do like having a rail network that's working very smoothly. I think what I'll probably do, I'll probably duplicate something very similar to this design for version 17. I'll probably initially just do a straight vanilla playthrough on 17 just to get used to the new mechanics and new recipes and stuff. Then I'll duplicate this design more or less. And then I'm probably going to adapt this design to offsite production. There's a few ways I can adapt this design. One way I can adapt this design is to, instead of having this stacker go into a block of stations, have this stacker feed the trains directly into offloading positions next to the production. So, have a couple of iron stations directly on the side of this. So you don't have all these belts. That's one probably performance improvement I could do in terms of like UPS performance. And then eventually just move these larger production areas off-site completely. So you just have off-site production for steel, green circuits, and red circuits and processing units. And then bring them into a central location for conversion into science. This is going to take forever to fill up that. Getting into the lower quantity items though. 3,000 pipes. Some of this stuff, I don't think I really need to worry about it that much. We could probably make it on the fly, I think. I think we'll probably go maybe to furnaces and stop there. I think everything else we could make on the fly. We probably need to make sure we've got the rocket silos made though, I think. How are we going for belts? Is that finished yet? Nope. Yeah, just to give you an idea for belts, every single one of these chests has to be filled with belts. What we're up to, pipes, which is stacks of 50, 2 chests. Inserters, stacks of 50, 1 chest. We end up with more than we need, but that's not a problem. We'll end up using some of these things for outposts eventually anyway. Stacks of 50, so that's 2,400. Chests, stacks of 50, so again 1 chest. Actually that was, I think I put too many inserters in that. Yeah, that only needs to be 1 chest. Okay. Splitters, 50, so that's half a chest. We'll put this in with something else. We're getting into the point where we can probably put a few things per chest now. Straight pipes. That's only 11 stacks, that's like a fraction of a chest. Actually, substations are going to be one that's slightly tricky, but it's actually, again, stacks of 10. So, 480. Actually, how many do we need in total? So, 2 chests. And fast belts, that's probably only, that's that being used probably in steel, I guess, fast belts. Fast undergrounds. Rubber ports is another one we're going to need. 2 chests, but only stacked to... Actually, no, did they stack to 10 or 5? 10. And it was like 500 furnaces, wasn't it? That's just about it. We just need to extend the request for the belts. I think the other things are low enough quantity that we don't need to worry about actually stockpiling them first. Got a few spare chests there as well, just in case. How are we going here? It's going to take a long time, so we'll have to check production on some of these things. I'm pretty sure I've killed science doing this as well, yeah. It's pretty inevitable, so we'll probably actually just disconnect science completely, run the factory in the background for a few hours and just get this stuff stockpiled ready to go, so we can start building out the new factory. Actually, I want to go over here and check out some belt production. Could be... Iron's actually backed up, so that's not a problem at the moment. Circuits look fine. What's killing science? Purple. Is it still module requests for furnaces? Circuit request. No, that looks fine. Something else is killing purple signs now. Looks okay there. Anyway, let's have a look at belt production. I think there's a chance we're going to max out lubricant, because we're not making that much.
Belts. It's a little bit busy in here. Fast belts. Express belts. Where did I put them? Do we have them? Yes, we do, up here. Missing lubricants, unsurprisingly. We're getting in via barrels. Okay. And lubricant barreling is happening, I think, in here as well. No? Somewhere else. Is anything in science using lubricant? I think we actually there would be electric engines will be using lubricant here as well. So we must be running lubricant pipes into the science. Where is it? There's the that's. Where are you connected up to, my friend? I am confused. How is lubricant getting into... Oh, that's coming from that. So where is lubricant getting barreled? Oh, here's the pipe. Which is almost empty. I think we can... Yeah, this thing can barrel lubricant so quickly it's not even funny. So it's just a shortage of lubricant now. Let's go have a look. All production. Everything else seems to be okay in the factory. Belts seem to be pretty much backed up. A good indication that we're producing enough circuits is that processing units are actually outputting stuff onto the second belt. It would be a really good sign if that second belt was backed up, but as long as there is actually stuff coming through on the second belt, it means we're producing more than we need. Lubricant though, which will be over here somewhere, I believe. Lubricant. It's going at full speed. Is demand something you can use as a signal? Maybe. I'd have to think about it. There are a lot of those sort of problems. There are roundabout ways you can solve them, even if there's not a direct way to do it within the game. Yeah, normally what I'd want is for science to take the priority and for this other stuff to be a lower priority. So you can do that via buffer chests. If you make the requests in non-science stuff be buffer chests and the requests in science be request chests, then the items will always be taken to science first. But there's a few situations like when I'm expanding to the second factory where you probably want it the other way around. Heavy oil is good. I suppose we just do this. Temporary solution. Let's grab some beacons. I think we can fit maybe 4 across there. A random electric bulb, which is no longer required. Keep the pipes, we need that for the
Actually, we probably don't. The other thing is I could actually add a second chemical plant for the lubricant. What does actually lubricant production look like in that? Could I squeeze in a second chemical plant? It kind of fits with the design the way it is at the moment, so I think the beacons is the least ugly solution there. Now it's over the other side. Yeah, put 4 in. That'll give us a pretty significant speed boost, I think. It's just like, can we get the heavy oil in there quickly enough? Let's make sure this bottom one is working as well. Yes, it is. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I thought I had enough beacons. I didn't. Oh well, 3 will do, I suppose. We'll see if that actually starts backing up now. What's my actual max speed here? 600. What was it without those? It's not a massive increase. It's like a 20-30% increase. $650. Is that the max? 650? 600, okay. I think if this doesn't start backing up, we may have to add in another chemical plant. How's the heavy oil looking? Still fine. I think this will start backing up. What it will probably come down to is how quickly we can barrel. Now, I think there are some limitations, like inserter limitations in barreling as well, but I've only got a single assembler doing the barreling. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's basically as soon as it gets the lubricant in, it's doing the barreling pretty much instantaneously, so that's not a bottleneck. It's just the lubricant that it's waiting on. Maybe a pump? Would a pump change anything? We could always just give it a shot. It seems to be... We'll put a pump in here just to see if it makes any difference. I don't think it will. Yeah, making no difference. Oh, actually, no, maybe it is. I think it's actually, there's a certain throughput on the actual connection to the assembly machine, perhaps. I'd want to see this backed up before I'd be certain that I want to add another thing for barreling, though. How many barrels do we have? Let's also say let's have more barrels ready to go, just in case. That'll be a good indication if we're actually producing more barrels than we need, which we're definitely not at the moment, since it's running out pretty quickly. So I think we need to have more chemical plants making lubricant, at least temporarily, while we're doing the expansion for the new factory. Extra ones of these. And I think we're running prods in the lubricant production, are we? Lubricant, no, we're running speeds in that as well. Yeah, okay, let's expand it. This is fine if there's empty belts in that section, as long as there's no empty belts back here. Seems to be okay. The occasional gap is okay as well. I can actually handle that. It's any if there's like a gap for too long, it can be a bit of an issue. But I think gaps in general are probably a bad thing just for performance. gaps, obviously, especially this, because the game has to calculate that, which is a bit of a mess. If you have a look at the belt line gaps, where is it? Transport line gaps. Oops, transport line gaps. That's a lot of calculation that it's doing there. So I need to come up with a way of compressing that. So that could be a bit of a performance hit. I think ultimately having the excess of resources coming in would be the solution. But I want to come up with a design that's a fairly compact way of actually compressing these belts. Because if the belt's fully, if the belt's full, there's no calculation required, and if the belt's fully empty, which we don't really have any empty belts to demonstrate on, but if the belt's empty, then the game has to do any calculations either. So ideally I want the belts either full or empty, one or the other. Well, I don't really want them empty, but I prefer empty over partially full. Okay. Yeah. Can we squeeze in one right next door? We have a few unused beacons there as well. Okay, that's definitely more in the pipe than there was before. Let's have a look at the barreling. And then I think it's just a matter of just increasing the storage, the request for the belts, and letting the factory run in the background for a few hours. I think we've probably got enough of landfill. We don't need a huge amount, but I've got extra landfill coming in if we do need it. We've extended the landfill storage over here, and we're getting more landfill coming in. So this is quite a bit of landfill there. Each one of those chests is 4,800, so it's quite a bit. It's definitely going faster. I think stack inserted there. It's still not meeting demand though. We'll let it run for a little while, maybe it will. Although I don't think the speed of that inserter was the problem. I don't think it was jamming up at any point. That's so stupidly fast. It's hilarious. It's time. I might actually call it there for the day. I think I'll probably leave this running in the background for an hour or so. Let's extend the requests on the belts. We'll get some of this stuff backed up and ready to go. We might actually start building the let's go. Let's add another 4 chests. Let's be cautious. Yeah, hopefully we can actually start building the factory in the next stream, but I'll leave it there. I'll be back on the weekend. I'll be streaming Saturday and Sunday, middle of the day again. I might be starting a few hours earlier though. I did start pretty late today. But I'm going to leave it there for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.